Alright, fellow Tarnish, welcome back to the playthrough of Elden Ring with Queen Delane, uh, Pure Faith Incantation Chucker. Let's go over her stats real quick. Faith is going to get up to 99, Vigor and Mind will both end up around 40, everything else will stay at 10 where it started. Got a spell slot I got to fill there too. And let's go over equipment. Erdtree Seal. That's the best scaling in the game, as far as I know. And the Cypherpoda, that's for up close and personal melee. We've got the Godslayer Seal for boosting Godslayer incantations. And this will be the Gravel Stone Seal once we get into Lane Dell, which will be pretty soon. The garment is just enough to keep her light load. Right now, the way it is, it's only light load if I have the Rune of Godric on, so I might change that, like maybe get rid of the shield or something, maybe. And these are the talismans. These change from time to time. Like, for instance, I have the Assassin's Crimson Dagger, and I might change the Roar Medallion just for giggles, in case I ever want to do X-Sites Decay. So that's Queen Delane, and I'm sort of wound up today. First of all, let me apologize for my feed, my videos, my channel, because I was horrified to discover that about 4, maybe 5 of my videos did not have my voiceover on it. Which, I don't know, maybe people thought that was positive, like, well, thank God we don't have to listen to him talk anymore, or whatever, but, I apologize if that's what you're expecting. Something happened with my mic. I still don't know what, but what I'm going to do is I've put a procedure in place where I'll check it before every recording. The problem is I'm recording this live directly to the PS5, and I don't really edit it before I post. It's just what you see is what you get. So hopefully this has the sound with it, and I do apologize for that. Although it's interesting to note, I didn't even have a mic until I was probably a little more than halfway through my Marchioness of Dragons playthrough that I did, which is the first one I did out here. So that's how it used to be all the time. So I just keep improving. And I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. It really helps. It's encouraging. I enjoy the comments, which I'm going to get into that in a little bit, because I had some, I think they're kind of funny comments in a way. Sometimes people are not as positive as one might hope. But we'll get into that in a little bit. I wanted to cover real quickly. I felt a little bit bad for Weasel, one of the subscribers. He mentioned doing Lords of the Fallen. And I had done a couple videos talking about my plans with that. And unfortunately, that was one of the videos, or one or two of the videos, I don't remember how many, that did not record my voiceover, and so I felt kind of bad, but I contacted him directly, commented on it. My concern on Lord of the Fallen was that it was billed as a Souls-like game, and it was not very fun at all for me. And I don't know, Weasel agrees with me that it actually had more to do with the controls than really anything. It was pretty. Hey, that guy didn't die. And I just threw a fireball at his feet. What a rube. But anyway, Lords of the Fallen, my concern, first of all, was that it would be, it's built as a Souls-like game, and I played Neo. I think I may have misstated that earlier, but yeah, I played Neo, and it was awful. Weasel was smarter or at least showed more wisdom than me, because I went out and bought the game, and what Weasel did was he played the free demo and was like, nope. He noped on out of there very quickly before paying anything. I bought the whole game, and I couldn't even get out of London. It was like, this is awful. So my worry was that Lord of the Fallen might be that way, that it's when you build something as a Souls game, you're going to get immediate interest from players like me that love this, the Souls series of Bloodborne and Elden Ring and so forth. But marketing guys, believe it or not, will lie to you about stuff to sell games. And I have to say it worked. It worked on me because I bought the game. So that was concern one. My other concern was that I saved your life. You won't give me a dime. Hey, back here. There we go. My other concern was a little bit lesser, but it looked like on the trailer and stuff that... did you just try to hit me, Vol? How dare you? Oh, well, never mind. I was going to heal him, but he's gone. I guess he got PO'd and left. Anyway, who cares? Off he goes. Thank you for your help. Appreciate your service. Anyway, Weasel had a very well thought out response to that. Lies of P as well. And he assured me, like, it's... Because my other thing was that it looked like on Lords of the Fallen you only had basically three characters you could play, but I guess that's all shown in the trailer, and he had said that it's actually... You got all sorts of classes you can play, just like Elden Ring. It's going to be pretty close to Elden Ring. And so, he convinced me. And we may not end up feeling exactly the same about it. Maybe, I don't know. But he looks like he has a similar wisdom to mine of what he likes and doesn't like. And so I'm going to pick up Lords of the Fallen and do a playthrough of it. So there you go, Weasel. As I said, so he's persuasive in it and was certainly passionate about it. And it did look like really great gameplay. I gotta say, wow, these guys are... I'm gonna go to Cypherpata. Boom. And I got hit first thing. So I got to thinking about what I would do for, on the coming up stuff once I finish this one. And what I figured was before I did a Lords of the Fallen, I would probably do... Okay, I'm just gonna go to hitting this guy. Well, I'm gonna use lightning finish in the water. Does that get him? Oh yeah. Eat it, brother. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. Nope. Oh shoot, he's not dead. Slap my butt and call me Alice. Alright, there he goes. So, I think what I'm gonna do is, first of all, do a New Game Plus. I got it set up with a mage doing a dual wield staff with the Staves of Loss and using basically, well, the only buff is the Night Sword. There's supposed to be a lot of Night Comet, Night Shard. And I'm doing this for a subscriber called Abyss Watcher. He's been really helpful in adding to the channel and being involved. Appreciate that. So I'm going to probably do that first. And what I'm going to do is it's not going to be a playthrough where I do everything like I did on my first one. Actually, probably my first two playthroughs, I did everything. It'll be one that I'll go, immediately to Celia, get the extra Staff of Loss, probably you know, do an oh shoot, do an O'Neill there, you know, get stuff that'll buff me, and then just go right to basically pretty much smashing up all the necessary bosses, not take side trips. So, for instance, I probably won't take on Melania, things like that. I might just go do Fia's quest line and sort of go up the, well, there's a horsey going. Sort of go up the portal to, over to Landell and not even do the Dragon Knight. Although I can do the Dragon Knight. I think I might also play without summons just for fun. I'm a lot more comfortable with a mage. I am an incantationist. That's what I usually play as. Oh, the fall. Yeah, in real life she would have fallen to her death. But she didn't, so that's good. So anyway, that's the first thing I think I'm going to do is the Staff of Loss. And I'm interested, of course, if anyone wants to comment and have ideas about what they would like to see, or maybe they think my idea is dumb or whatever, that's fine. You can tell me, you know. And so I'm thinking that's the first thing. I actually meant to fall there, so that's good. Oracle Bubbles. We can go Bubbles. Then the second one I think I'm doing, and this was an encouragement from a subscriber they're called I Am Not Great, which makes me feel kind of bad. I told them I think you're great in my book. You commented and you know, engaged with me, and that's pretty great. So you know, whatever you feel like, no matter how, I don't know, successful or not successful someone is, you can always improve. So anybody who goes around saying they're great probably has a issue or trying to account or you know, basically compensate for something. So then after that consumable playthrough, that's what I Am Great encouraged me to do, is consumables only, and I think that will be a very fast playthrough as well, because it's going to not be like this either, because basically 90% of the playthrough is going to be farming to get, you know, consumables, and I guess there's not a guy in here. And so what I plan on doing is I'll show you, well, here's where I'm farming for this, and like do one farming run, then that'll be that video. Here's where I'm farming for that, that'll be one video, you know, and then the boss fights basically with consumables only. And then I have to decide, and you guys can comment on this too, what you think, but I have to decide on, do ashes that you summon, do those count as consumables? My gut feeling would be no, they don't, but I also like using summons. That's really fun for me. I love AI and developing it and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, I like it. I think I went this way because I think I may have left a ghost glove wart down here somewhere. Maybe not. There's a bunch of dudes skating around though, having a kegger or something. So anyway, those two playthroughs should be pretty quick. The dual stays of loss will not be as quick, obviously, but the one with consumables should be really quick. because this is going to be like a lot of farming you don't see. And I think, so, while I'm making those playthroughs, I plan on purchasing Lords of the Fallen, as well as the Lies of P, which it looks like, and Weasel had said this, that it's a Pinocchio story. I don't know exactly how it all fits in, but that's the fun of discovery. And so I will have played that a little bit to get a little bit acclimated. I guess I got that. That Ghost Glove work. So anyway, that's the one thing I've been doing. The thing is those two other Elden playthroughs, then Lords of the Fallen, and then we'll go from there. As always, you know, if you guys want to comment, say anything, you know, that I'm always willing to entertain the comments, and I do respond to every comment, which actually leads me to another way I'm kind of, I don't know, a little worked up maybe. I mean, I'm not really worked up, like upset or anything. It was just there's a lot of comments over the weekend and stuff. It was kind of funny to me. So there was a user, which this really this cracks me up. He all he wrote was, "Why upload this?" You know, and I was like, "That's cool. I got that crap as well. I didn't know that would happen." Oh, that's neat. He just said, "Why upload this?" And I don't know exactly how to answer, like what he's getting at. I assume it was a criticism, but I said, well, short answer is, you know, because I wanted to. I mean, that's what it boils down to, you know. And, you know, long answers, I said, oh, shoot. The long answer, I said, was in the middle of a playthrough, you just happen to get in a video kind of in the middle of it, and that's why it's posted, because it's a part of a playthrough somebody asked for, you know. And, but one thing I told him, I said, look, and I mean this in a positive sense. You guys have watched me a lot. You know, I'm a pretty positive person. You know, I said, look, you know, what I'd recommend you do is build up your channel, get the number of subscribers I have, which I mean it's not a lot. I'm not saying I have a huge, you know, a ton of subscribers. I have some, you know, pretty loyal, and I said build up to that. And then start posting content, and you will find you can't please everybody. You're not gonna make everybody happy, and that's okay. You know, playthroughs are not going to suit everybody's psyche, I suppose. You know, and so anyway, that's advice I gave him. You know, try getting it, you know, post your channel. It's harder than it looks, you know, and I just do it because I like it. And there was, let's go talk to, let me see what the time is here. I got time to go talk to Blaidd, I think, light up this candle up here. But so answer that one. Someone, and I think this was an honest question, the username Cracks, you know, he asked, like, is this how most people play? From the standpoint that he had never played with summons and magic, and you know, I thought it was an honest question, you know, and I wrote back and said, no, this is not how most people play. This is how I played this build. You know, and I went on to sort of evangelize about the Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring type games where you play it however you want. That's what's awesome about it. You can play with summons, without summons. You can play just whatever floats your boat. You can play naked. And I always say that when you go into PvP, you see a dude that's there in his underwear, like that's the guy to be afraid of because he's so confident. Next thing you go to fight him and he parries you in a brilliant fashion, and then, basically one shots you with his critical, all while wearing his underwear. It's like fine, that's how you play it. And that's the beauty. That's one of the beauties of the game is that you're not locked into it. You can play it however you want. And that was my encouragement to him. It's like, this is how I'm doing this build. This build is actually not particularly comfortable for me. I mean, I'm doing okay at it, but it's not how I usually play. But it's okay. A subscriber wanted it, and and I'm having fun doing it. If I didn't have fun, I would stop, do something else. So another guy had binged in, and I could tell this is kind of a negative comment, but he was like, "Oh, a high level cleric running around with summons." Like, well, in response to him, I was just like, "Well, yeah, you're right. It's a high level cleric running around with summons. I guess you get a gold star. I don't know, what exactly the point was. But I think the point was that." And this is, people do this, and it's kind of weird, and it's not very well supported in the community, but people are like, well, this is how I play, and if you don't play how I play, there's no need to respect you or your play style. And, that's just weird. I think that's what he was kind of getting at, was he didn't like how I was playing. Like, well, okay, you're entitled to that. Oh, hello, sir. Stay away. This guy's gonna shoot with the bow. No, sir, I would not like this. Ouch, he got me. Dang nabbit. Oh, well. So anyway, what was funny was, I didn't realize at the time, but that same guy responded to Prax, who had that, the honest question about, is this how people play? And the other user, the negative guy, took it upon himself to answer for me, which is fine. I don't really care. But he's like, no, this guy's pretty much a noob. If you're a real man, put PvP, show us your PvP stuff if you're good, I responded back, and I basically said, look, I've been very clear, and anybody that's watched me for a while will tell you, and I'm honest about it. I am an excellent strategic player, one of the better ones probably. And I don't know how that ranks or anything, but I know I am not the best tactical player. For instance, I just about jumped to my death off this cliff on accident, pressing the wrong button. I do it. I understand that. I said I don't think that makes me a noob, but if you think I'm a noob, that's a fine opinion to have. I don't really care, and I was like, that's okay. And so the funny thing is, I think this guy must have been a 13-year-old or something, because he can't talk like an adult, really, right? So, I'm used to being in corporate meetings and stuff like that, where you gotta face people and you gotta talk to them, and it's sometimes a little bit passionate or maybe a little heated, but it's always respectful and you're working towards a goal. Well, what he did is he responded. He deleted his comment, so I couldn't say anything, which I don't really care to. But what he said in his comment was, I was let's see, what was I? I was a musty basement dweller. And he said, I did read anything you typed. He meant didn't, but he said did. And I was just going to have some fun with him, respond back. I said, hey, I'm glad you read everything I wrote. I read everything you wrote too. That's great. But he deleted his comment like I don't know, sort of a pusket, you know. But but I got to say, um, I don't know how to pronounce it. Caleb Blue, I think it is. He's another subscriber. Man, he kind of lit the kid up a little bit, which I appreciated. You know, he said, "Hey, go back to Jersey Shore. You're just jealous or whatever." I can't remember exactly. You guys can look up the comment. But I appreciated that, and it's not so much that I needed defending, but what Caleb Blue was really defending was the Souls community, which is a very positive, really positive and cooperative community that you know is better than any community I think out there in any of the games. And I think there's a lot of games like Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty, but I think the online plays is very toxic and negative, and Dark Soul didn't like that. And so I appreciate Caleb Blue stepping up and kind of tell him off. It was funny because he said, go watch your Jersey Shores and leave him alone," which I thought was just funny. Um, so I've spent this whole time talking. I couldn't wait to record today um, to just talk about that. I just thought it was kind of funny, and I really do enjoy when you guys comment, and I like to respond, and I'll respond to all of them, even negative ones. And actually, I don't mind criticism. I prefer to be positive and constructive. Like people talk to me about my mic quality before I got a new one, and I got a new mic, you know, and that's okay because you're trying to help me with making the channel better, and it's very cooperative. And so I don't mind criticism. You know, I prefer respectful, but I got a very thick skin. At any rate, I'm done blabbing, and I've wasted. I wasted. It was fun, but I'm going to end this up here. We'll talk to Blaidd in the next video. So if you would do a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that. Comment if you would. I'll answer everything. And you know, I'm really grateful for the interaction and you guys watching the videos. Thanks.